What up, boys? This is your friend Caboose with another movie podcast. What up? We're sponsored by Chocohobo Productions and The Attempters Let's Play, which are all run and owned by me. So why am I saying it like this? I don't fucking know. Anyways, today's movie review is Star Trek, the newest one, the third one in the film franchise, done by I don't fucking know. I just watch movies. I don't care who made them. Anyways, this one was not so good, at least to me. Now, I'm gonna go out ahead and say it outright. I'm not a big fan of Star Wars. Or why did I say Star Wars? I'm fucking retarded. Star Trek. I'm not a big fan of Star Trek. I've watched season 1. I've watched the one with the bald guy, with the red shirt. The only, that one was pretty good with Whoopi Goldberg and the guy who looks like he has an anus for a face. Actually, I think I watched a couple episodes of the guy with the big ears, too. The alien with the big ears. My point is, and I definitely watched the one with the guy from Reading Rainbow, which also was the one with the bald guy. But I'm pretty sure I've watched more episodes of season 1, because after a while, I used to not have, cable. So they would play reruns of season 1 on Sundays on Fox when there was no cable, because there was literally nothing on TV on Sundays, so they would play old Fox stuff. I don't know why. It was okay though. I would lay on the couch and watch Star Trek, the original, which it wasn't bad. They actually had Land of the Lost too. That was good. So I watched Land of the Lost. Anyways, back to the movies. To me, this new third movie felt like a four-parter. Like a four-parter episode. Like part 1, part 2, part 3. The thrilling conclusion, it kind of felt like that. Well, let's dive into it a little bit. In the first movie, it was about Kirk and James Tiberius Kirk and Spock, and it was about their relationship kind of, but it was also about Jim being in Starfleet for the first time in this alternate universe, and then Spock shows up out of nowhere for the twist and says, this is actually an alternate timeline, and it was it was good. It was good. There was lots of action, and there was the characters getting to know each other, and there was Jim getting, falling into his role and the origin stories of how he did that. And, having Kirk and Spock butt heads and, establishing all the characters like Scotty and Aurora and the Czechoslovakian guy and the doctor. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it. I liked it a lot. The first one, and it had so much action. And then the number 2 one was so much better because it had Khan in it, and there was this enemy that they had to go after, and Kirk and Spock are still butting heads. They're not complete friends yet. And then Kirk loses his father figure. I just farted, sorry. And Kirk loses his father figure, or the person that he loves most. Yeah, I'm going to say it was his father figure. And he thwarts a plan by Khan, and it was just good. It was all around good movie. Khan was an excellent bad guy. Hands down, one of the best Star Trek character guys I've ever seen. I loved it. I really did. It was pretty great. I actually watched it twice. That's how much I like it. I didn't watch the first movie twice, but I did watch the second movie twice. Khan was just awesome in that movie, and then the whole like how he like got them and how he manipulated them and what he was doing it for, and just awesome, just awesome. And how he was this super mega being, and then the best part of the movie was how Kirk saved everybody by going into the reactor and almost killing himself. Well, technically he did kill himself. I think he actually flatlined and died, but they brought him back with Khan's blood. Which was complete bullshit. That was like a comic book move, straight out of a comic book. Superman's dead, but don't worry. We can put him in the sunlight for 12 hours and he'll come back like a fucking Energizer Bunny. But the third movie, it didn't really have any of that stuff. I mean, in the third movie, Spock and Kirk weren't butting heads anymore. Everyone was getting along because they were on their 3-year journey all together. So they've been a crew for a long, long time. They've all gotten to know each other. They all love each other like a family. They all work together like a family, which was the main theme of the movie. It was, you can't do, and they said it like a billion times too, like there's strength in unity and numbers and friendship and all that bullshit. And the main bad guy was like, no, you've got to struggle. If you don't struggle, then you don't build strength. And I don't know, that was weird. But it just felt more like unnecessary plot, I guess. I don't know how to I don't know how to put my words around it. I thought there was going to be a love thing between Scotty and the alien girl, but there really wasn't. They kind of misconstrued that in the trailer. She's probably going to be in the fourth one if they do make a fourth one, though. It was basically, I guess it would be the first movie when they were like truly together. I understand that. And it was the same, as all the other movies, like Starfleet's in danger and we gotta save Starfleet. Starfleet gets in a lot of danger. A lot. And I guess it was emotional, like, because the Enterprise had blown up and was destroyed. But for somebody who doesn't really know the series, it's not really an emotional moment for them. So I don't understand how that... I know they're playing to the fans in this trope, but I don't understand how it goes for people who only know the movies. Because at this point, it's raked in people who only know the movies. So people who only know movie 1 and 2, and then watch movie 3, but I don't understand it. It was a good movie though. It was very action packed, and the Beastie Boys song was awesome. Literally, I thought the Beastie Boys song was just for the trailer. They literally turned the Beastie Boys song into a weapon. Let me tell you that again, just in case you didn't fucking hear it. They turned the Beastie Boys song into a weapon. Yeah, they did it. Fucking weird, right? Well, basically, they're going against these army of, like, hive mind individuals, and they had to break them up. So in order to break them up, they played Beastie Boys music at a certain frequency. And then everybody died. In like a sea of fire. It was good. It was cool. I liked it. I mean, but come on. Beastie Boys? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I thought for sure that was just going to be a fucking trailer thing, but it's actually in the fucking movie. And they call it classical music too, which makes me laugh. There's still a little bit of headbutting in this movie, but not really, because Spock and his girlfriend Aurora were kind of fighting in the second movie, but then they made up at the end of the second movie. But they weren't together anymore. They were just friends. So it was kind of them being friends, I guess, and then they get back together at the end of the movie, which was interesting. And then one of the crewmates, the Asian guy, I forget what the fuck, Mr. Sulu. God. They did this like whole he has a daughter thing, but he also has a husband thing, so he's homosexual, which I thought was interesting. Um, and I watched the whole Spock thing about it, where Mr. Sulu thing about it, where Mr. Sulu was talking about it, and he doesn't like it because he thinks it messes with the timeline. But he thinks it messes with the timeline, but he's thinking about the old timeline, not the new timeline. He was thinking about the old one but the new one, you're reintroducing all these characters so you can make them be whatever they want. I think it was really cool that they made them gay to show the diversity of the crew, not just race diversity, but the actual diversity of the crew. I think there's some lesbians in Star Trek too. I don't know. Probably shouldn't say lesbian. Is that a mean term to say to lesbians? Or, well, dyke would probably be a meaner term, but I wouldn't say that. Do you just call them gay people, or do you just? I think gay is for men and lesbian is for women. I don't know. Let's not get political about it. I guess. But that whole thing was cool, uh, and then they find out that the main bad guy. Oh, spoilers, by the way, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be in the description and the title, so you'll know it's spoilers already. Then, so the main plot of the movie was that they're together. They're together as one unit, as one people, going and striving towards interplanetary peace and all that other crap. Opening scene was not as good as the opening scene for number 2, though. There's a lot more action in that one. But it was more like, okay, we're together, we're doing a mission, we're going to rescue somebody as a rescue mission. And then they get to where they're supposed to be rescuing the person, and it's a trap. And this guy called the Krill or the Crawl, I forget his fucking name, takes him down and destroys the Enterprise. And now they're stuck on a planet, and they have to find the crew. And then they end up finding this old ship by the white alien girl. I don't know how else to say that. Her skin is literally white as the Joker's skin. And and she wants Mr. Sulu, not Mr. Sulu, Scotty, Scott. I think his name is Michael Scott. No, that didn't sound right. And she wants him to fix the ship so she can leave. And then they find out that the other crew members are alive, and Kirk gets mortally injured, and then the Doctor saves him. And they kind of build the Doctor and Spock's relationship more too, because Spock and the Doctor were just like side. Well, the Doctor was just kind of like a side character, but they established him more, and they got him to be friends with Spock. They developed their friendship more, which was really cool. And so they go to the camp, and then they have to rescue everybody, and they find out that this guy, the Crawl, has been listening to their conversations and logs for a long, long time. And so they try to stop him, and he's got this weapon, which was introduced in the beginning of the... Sorry, I farted again. Suck on my farts. You can smell them, can't you? Can't you smell them? I'm sorry, guys. I'm funny. I'm not funny. Okay, and then, so the Krill, they try to get the crew back. A lot of the crew gets captured. A lot of them die. And then they're trying to, like, Then they find an old ship. They finally fix the ship. The Krall gets the weapon from the beginning opening of the movie. The whole thing was about a bioweapon that the Krall try and use to kill everybody in Starfleet. But then you find out that the guy is actually from Starfleet. He was before the Starfleet even came to be. Back when it was still like the Earth military, and then the Earth military disbanded, and then got together in Starfleet, or the Federation, and this guy was a captain. He was assigned a captain, but he was mad because he was no longer fighting. Nobody was no longer fighting. So he was just angry. And then he crash land, and I guess somehow all of his shipmates don't die. His shipmates don't die, and he doesn't die because they find alien technology that prolongs their life. Apparently, they're like 100 years old, and so, but they're mad. They're mad at Starfleet because they know that the struggle is what makes them stronger, not unity. Because unity of weaklings, they think, is still not any kind of strength. But unity of strong people who are strong because of struggle. Yeah, something like that. I don't fucking know. So he uses the weapon. They go to Starfleet. They blast this old 100-year-old spaceship. They fix it. And then I guess and then they stop him. And I guess the overall message, like I said, is like unity is better. It's kind of a dead on, I don't know, that's kind of exactly what it's about. And yeah, it just doesn't seem like there was, I mean, I don't know, do people want it to be episodic? Because that's kind of how this third movie was. It was like episodic. It was like a 4-part episode of one of their shows where there was diplomacy, more action than most episodes though, because I mean, come on, it's a TV show versus a movie. A movie will always have more action because they have a higher budget. And yeah, that's just what it sounded like. I don't usually do ratings, but I wasn't bored by the movie. It has plenty of action. It's the weakest of the films so far. I like 2 the best. I like 1 second best. And number 3, oh my god. It was kind of, compared to the other 2, it was kind of terrible. It was good still with the action parts, but it was terrible when compared to the other 2 movies. Yeah. And we see all kinds of like the normal stuff you see in like Kirk takes the weapon and then hides it somewhere, and then the Krall's trying to find the weapon, and Kirk tricks him, and stuff like that. Kirk's like twist, haha, I did it to you, and you can't find it still. But eventually they get it and they find it. Won't tell you how. That's a big spoiler. I won't tell you how. But overall, yeah, it just, there wasn't any, besides the threat to the Starfleet, there wasn't really like controversy between the crew. I'm sorry, I burped. I'm sorry, I'm doing this at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it was just, I guess it was interesting to see if because they were together finally, and they're doing a mission where they're finally used to each other, and used to each other's bickering, and used to each other's, the way each other's does things. And I guess, but there is some kind of like thing, like Kirk gets like a vice admiral position, or they say they want him as a vice admiral, and he's thinking about it, and Spock wants to like make babies because of his his race got destroyed in the beginning of the first movie. So it was kind of that thing where they're tied to two different places, and they're thinking about leaving to those two different places, and that's kind of tearing them apart a little bit. But they don't really make it like a main theme in the movie. It's just like after they go through this mission, they realize, I don't want to be apart from these people. I love these people. These people are my family. Kind of thing. It was interesting. Overall, I would see the movie, but it's nothing to bark about. I mean, you could wait for the DVD release or the Netflix release. Either way, it would be good. Anyways, that's my podcast. I hope you guys liked it. I'm by myself again because my friend Pat is an asshole who has to go to work. And I am a student, so I have a lot more free time than him. Alright, bye guys.